Let me make this clear. When you're at peace as a man, and you're not like these other guys who talk like angry boys, you're a man and you're at peace. When you're at peace, you have really nothing to prove. You don't have to uh, roll with these people who don't have direction. You ain't got to roll with these people who are undetermined about what they're doing. When you a man and you at peace, you only want peaceful people around you. And the same thing is true of women. You only want peaceful girls around you. Everybody has had something done to them. Everybody has had setbacks. Everybody has had damaged scenarios in their life. I'm a dark skinned man. I've been teased about my dark skin, but I guess what? I didn't really pay it any attention because I've always been a guy who can kind of defend myself, beat people up. There's been like three situations where the bully of the school, I had to get off in his ass. And then that made me like a number two for the school. I wasn't even trying to be. The point is, when you are a very self defined person, you don't need to constantly get validation from strangers. You don't need to constantly get dark skin approval. I say all the time, my dark skin wins. I love being dark skinned. I would love to tan just to get darker. And that's the whole point. You have to admire who and what you are as a warrior. You can't operate. I was thinking today because I'm like the only black man where I work.
You can't operate.
And the department I work in right now, they make so much money. These people make about at least 56 to $200,000 a day. And I said, if I can get black men in this field, and I know one black man, he works in Philadelphia. He's a doctor in Philadelphia. He specializes in treating white people for this one particular thing. And he makes a lot of money. He makes a lot of money. And until I got in this department, I did not realize that white people had that much problem with this one particular situation. I didn't realize it. But virtually every white person, as they get older, they got to go see a doctor for this one particular thing. And the thing I say to people all the time is, what do we as black men want to do with our image? We want to talk about what we don't like. We want to discuss what we hate. None of that stuff works, man. The same thing is true when it comes to relationships. I don't have time to tell you guys about the type of women I don't deal with. I don't have time to tell you guys about women that are not into me. It's not important. I like what I like, and I like a woman to like some of the similar things that I like. If that woman is not with that, I have forgotten who she is. There are women who have walked up on me on the streets, and I dated them, and I can't even remember their name because we don't fit. But if you're like a lot of dudes, you're constantly angry at these women, then you're never going to really progress, man. You're never going to really move forward as a warrior. Because see, the bigger picture is what I really deal with. I battle white supremacy on a daily basis. I battle white supremacy on a daily basis. And I don't hate white people because I don't fear white people. I just realize my biggest problem with the system is I don't have enough brothers in power. That's really the problem with the system. There's not enough brothers in positions of power. If there were more brothers in positions of power, my life would be super simple, super easy. Every position I apply for, I'd have more than a 50-50 chance. Every time I try to get more money, I've had a better scenario. But it's harder because the image of brothers is being damaged by brothers. Now, let me talk about these women for just a second. If a woman is not peaceful, I don't entertain her. I just don't. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you guys about women who are not peaceful. I'm too busy driving past it. I'm not going to tell you about women that didn't work out because I forgot their names. You got to put yourself in a position where you're moving beyond some of these negative people. Antonio says, I was flirting with a dark skinned girl earlier. She was melting. I love dark skinned women. Man, I adore dark skinned women. The problem is they're constantly listening to these women who are feeding them lies. So let me just tell you real quick about loving black men. The black men who are very loving, they're not perfect. And that's part of the problem. Women expect these men to be perfect because the plantation told them that a guy should be perfect. Okay. A lot of these dudes haven't got exposed to the Mr. Research type of people. They haven't got exposed to the guys who want to dominate. And it's okay. So a woman should do one or two things. Either get with the guys who are trying to dominate or stop being upset about the guy that you're choosing. Let him know where you want him to be within a year or two. If he can't achieve that, move on. But some of you, I swear, some of you women, you want to force these dudes to be something that you know they're not, just because you like having sex with these dudes. And the same thing is true with me. There's women who have enjoyed having sex with me, but they want me to be something else. Sweetheart, when we first start talking, I said to you, this is how I get down. I go out dancing. I had one woman literally tell me, well, you don't seem like you have time for me. Time for you? Sweetheart, I'm doing what I'm doing regardless of you. I'm not trying to be arrogant when I say that. If you want to connect with me, then you need to let me know the date and time you want to get down. That's all you need to do. But what I'm not going to do, and see, this is the problem. I'm not going to chase you, lady, to try to convince you because that's not my life. Somebody else, that's their life. It's not my life. Akil, what do you think of that, sir?
Salute to you. So, how are you?
I'm blessed, man.
Yeah, yep, same here. I'm above ground no matter what's happening. So, you know, this is a wonderful topic for a wonderful evening or night. I recently spoke with a sister, and I too have informed her that she's under the programming, not only of the feminist and or the womanhood, but also the programming of uh, what my grandmother would call the idiot box. It's called the idiot box for a reason. And instantly she became irate and upset that the truth that I was spilling upon her applied as well as a G-string on her crotch.
Hold on for a second.
And
Hold on for a second. And just to magnify what Akil says, when it's a black dude that's been programmed by the idiot box, by the TV, by the videos, you don't hear the guy crying. He said, "Oh man, Akil, you tripping," and walks away. Or but there's no crying. Women, for some reason, they don't want to have the accountability of saying, you know what, brother, that could be true about me. Let me think about it. Go ahead, Akil.
and you're absolutely right. There is a lack of self introspection, or as I say on my channel, that we should all carry a mirror of self introspection in our pockets. So when someone says something about us that we may not be aware of, before you go on an attack, pull out that mirror and check yourself, because they may have a point. They may be the catalyst that will actually improve who you are. And sadly, it's not just our sisters, it's our people, period. But our sisters don't really understand the power that they really hold. They do and they don't. What I mean by that is this: they understand the power of the P between the legs, but they don't understand the power of how they can change the particular diaspora. Meaning, if a sister accepts a poop butt who wears his pants around his fucking ankles or knees, then he's not going to feel that he needs to do anything more powerful than what he's doing right now.
Let's put some more some more on top of it also. Let me share the microphone when I say this. What Akil just said is very important. 80% of the women don't get it. 20% do. But that 20% is small. Just like for the guys, 20% of us understand. 80% of the women don't. And they really believe that the guy that they enjoy having sex with, the guy they enjoy looking at, the guy they enjoy sucking on, he can actually be a family man without any example of greatness. What Akil is saying is, if you're really a woman of this excellence, and you got the power to fertilize a family, not just think of yourself and get a bag, but fertilize a family, then it should be evident in your picking. I hate when women come to me, talk to me, and have no idea what my favorite color is, have no idea what industry I work. I didn't say it all this, but you're not retaining it. And this is what happens. And then you put everything on the guy to be all about you, when in actuality, you're supposed to be Mother Earth. Sorry about that, Akil. I just had to put that in. Go ahead.
The sad thing is, majority of us men, I would say in percentages, we actually put in 90 to 95% investment in this, in the woman, and she doesn't even realize it. And it's a bit disheartening, but at the same time, it's indicative, again, to the programming and what they don't understand about it. It is only until they are kicked in the balls, mind the term, then, oh, okay, he was right. And even then, they don't want to admit that you were right. It's like a lack of support. It's it's like, wow, really? And it makes a lot of guys, for those who are familiar with it, want to go MGTOW. It makes a lot of guys just want to walk away. And me myself, I am one of those walk away type of guys. Listen, if I'm dropping game on you, if I'm dropping knowledge on you, and you're not getting it, especially when you're older than I am. There's a lot of sisters out here whom are of age, but they act their shoe size. And it's
Let's
like I said again on my channel. Like I said on my channel. Women grow old, but they never grow up. I've talked to an older woman, like I was talking to my teenage sons, and even then, she still didn't get it. Go
well,
ahead, brother.
it's like this. This is why I say it's all about a peaceful woman. Is that woman peaceful? Is she fertilizing the earth with her family minded words, family minded mindset? Or is she a get the bag, I'm only about myself type of person? There's some people I talk to because I do the $67 counseling for a lot of dudes. There's people I speak with, and mind you, most people, I do have a CLC, so I'm not just a guy just trying to talk counsel. But and I've been doing it since 2005. But even with that, I talked to a dude and his own mother wasn't represented. You know what I'm saying? And women sometimes forget to understand that their children are looking at them. Forget the dude for a minute. You can call men trash. You can say, but your own children are watching you. And your own children are not developing at a high rate like other ethnicities are. You're letting your children wing it. You're letting your children figure it out for themselves. Well, I raised you. No, you put a roof over their head. Totally different thing. Who's benefiting from you? So with everybody listening to me right now, because there's a bunch of people in the chat room said they had their problem, they've been doing this, blah, 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 blah. Don't get mad at women. Don't get mad at women. Don't get mad at women. That is a waste of your time. Drive past it. Clear it out your mind. Drive past the ones who are not at peace. Drive past the ones who can't benefit B Mays, who can't benefit Abe, who can't benefit. And because if you latch into this hate, brothers, it will take up so much of your time that you'll find yourself being non-productive, enjoying the anger talk. And when one of these halfway decent women come by, you'll be so turned off that you can't even entertain whether this halfway decent might be true. Here's my last point. I ran into a brother back in 2009. This brother was an accountant. This brother had a house. This brother had all this type of stuff, right? But the brother had no integrity that people respected. Let me say it again. He had no integrity that people respected. There was a brother who had less than what he had, way less. But guess what? He had more respect amongst the same group of people. So this is one thing brothers got to learn too. Sometimes we are not as good as we claim that we are. That's why we're always trying to entertain these women who are less than what we should be dealing with. My last point, and I'm going to get the bike back to Akil. We should only be dealing women who are a benefit to what we are doing already. Not just because of some big booty, not just because she give great head. A woman who is a benefit. She's following my program and she's ready. She understands what I'm trying to do and she's with it. Go ahead, Akil.
You are most definitely spot on when you touched on integrity and morals. Um, just to provide some backstory, I'm one of those brothers who didn't. I had a father and I had a mother and I had the family structure, the old school family structure of the having the the annual dinners and the weekly dinners and things of that nature. But as far as having that backing of what to do and what not to do when it comes to being a man, and when it comes to being a man, when it comes to a woman and family, that part was null and void. And I used to see brothers who are older than I was in the neighborhood who were family men, and I will look up to them. I didn't know them, but I will look up to them, knowing and seeing what they and wanting what they had. And you're absolutely right. When it comes to integrity and morals, there isn't any when it comes to the family structure, when it comes to ebony people. And that is problematic and it bothers the fuck out of me. And this is coming from a parent of two young men, two ebony young men. And my eldest, he gets it now. Well, he got it between 2017 and now. But my youngest, he gets it, but he's not using that intellect to put it into play. And so early on, for both of my children, I was in both of their lives. I raised my two boys and a stepchild, another man's seed. And during those times, I would always give my boys the real and in the raw. And the mothers would always be like, they're too young. They're too young. You shouldn't be telling them this, that. You should be telling them this, that, and the other. Well, check this out. When the government and the state and the city lock their ass up at a young age, they are adults. And everything that I was telling them from jump has now came to fruition. And it is only my eldest who now understands Dad was right. The whole time, Dad was right.
Well, see, here's the thing. We got to have black boys be like Alexander the Great as quick as possible. By 20 years old, you should be in India. By 21, you should be in England. By 22, you should be in France. You should be constantly, as a young 20-year-old, becoming an international man. It's the only way to remove the poison of westernized assumptions. It's the only way to remove the poison of the anti-male rhetoric that is in your ear, causing you to want to go bust a nut just to make the pain go away, causing you to want to go bust a flower, bust a butterfly on her back just to feel like a king. You got to remember, most of us, especially when you hear black folks talk on YouTube or online, they talk about sex and dating so much because it's the closest thing to holding to taking a company away from a white man. A lot of dudes are out here powerless. Let's hear from Jonathan real quick. Go ahead, Jonathan Phillips.
Wait, hold up. Brother Jonathan Phillips, thank you for joining us. Let me add something right quick before you go on. It is because of O'Shea and the stream that Mr. Research was on that put I was already on the correct path. I just didn't have the proper direction in the power in the game, the power and the work when it came to that. And when I from that point, I did a lot of research on Mr. Research, meaning I watched a lot of his videos and everything that he was telling me, my father should have been telling me. And I was like, damn, had I known what this brother is saying now, I would have avoided a lot of traps. I would have still had children, but it wouldn't have been with these particular females.
Right. You would have vetted better to where it suited you. Let me just say this before we bring Jonathan in. One problem with me, I have credibility that a lot of other cats don't have. I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just saying for what it is. A lot of dudes ain't from the streets. A lot of dudes who are from the streets ain't went into corporate and pulled their dick out. Okay. So me, I'm a different kind of unicorn. You don't even know that I exist. I sound like bullshit. I get it. But when I tell cats that when you start thinking like a manager in your social life, you move mountains. You move mountains.
Facts.
And no, I will take a flat booty. No, listen to me, because I know this is gonna sound strange. I will take a flat booty, flat chested chick that I know through my leadership I can remake, as long as her mental talents can benefit me in where I'm going financially. I don't care about the big butt. I don't care about the super fine and all that other stuff. She got to have the mental attributes. That's what turns me on, because that adds an extra 3 to 4 G's a month to my pocket under my leadership. I can take any chick who's a manager at a movie theater. Okay, half the problem is solved. Akil, Jonathan, she's a manager. Yeah, cute, but she's at a movie theater. Wait until I get in her ear. I'm gonna have her managing something else that's worthwhile, and that's going to be added to what I'm doing, so we can knock and buy up 2 or 3 houses within 4 or 5 years. That's all I need. I don't need the big butt. I could send a flat booty chick to a gym and just work on her little flat butt off all these years. It don't matter to me. I mean, because at 60 years old, the butt is going to go to crap anyway. So let's just be real honest, man. We got to tighten up on our leadership. And the first thing, especially if you're a loving man, make sure you get around only women who are loving. Jonathan, you've been waiting for a while. I apologize. Go ahead. 4 minutes, Jonathan. All you.
But I agree. And Mr. Research gave me the game of strategic planning for dummies. And that is a gem. And that helped me understand what delegation is, basically when you assign. Because with management, you have to understand different roles. You have to understand with Mr. Research, he's talking more of a director type of management role, where basically he directs, he's the shell, he's the quarterback. And there's a lot of men that are frustrated with women and don't realize that their management skills was off. Like, I bring up the Kevin Garnett situation all the time, Sean Kemp situation all the time. Like, those brothers' management, if they would have had serious management, those brothers would be $500 million to $1 billion, like Vinnie Johnson from the Detroit Pistons, Magic Johnson. But going back to the story, we need to always focus on management, because management cuts a lot of the bullshit. You can vet easier, and you can be able to rotate in multiple situations. Mr. Research taught me strategic planning for dummies, and how to control my mouth. Never overtalk. Say strategic words. Always be very precise in how I be able to insert things. And when it comes to women, these dudes be going on hours talking about women. Like, we praise women. Well, no, we hate women, but we praise pimping. Can you hear me?
Yeah. They say your audio's kind of choppy. It's probably the region that you're in or something like that. But go ahead. Let's rock through it, because I can make it out. So go ahead.
Okay, for sure. We praise pimping when people get on these panels and talk about pimping, and thinking that's management. It's not. It's not. It's not. Like, y'all grill chili pimps. Y'all got one chick on the track.
You know what? Let me dig into that real quick, Jonathan. I'm gonna let you come right back. Let me dig into that. I used to pimp 3 chicks, and I had them sucking out of the glory holes at the adult theater. This was back in 90. This is when I first came back to America, probably like 95. And the whole thing was, I was accidentally pimping. It wasn't even no thought out thing for me to do. They needed protection, and they didn't want to work, but they wanted to make sure that they could feed their kids and whatnot. So during this session, let me just give you the game, because I'm not trying to glorify this pimping situation. But it has nothing to do with leadership, just like Jonathan says. You're actually maintaining her decision. That's all you're really doing. You're maintaining her decision. Now, for some people, like the pimp Charm out in Hawaii, shout out to Charm, he schooled me on a different level of it, which means that how I looked at Charm was his management, because Charm was managing to me, but Charm was managing clients. He wasn't managing the women. He was maintaining the women. Charm was managing high-level clients. Charm would go out to the golf course all day long and just play golf and bump into high-level clients who didn't want to get caught up. So this was the form of management. And it's kind of like what Jonathan's talking about strategic planning and what have you. We as black men, and we about to go back to Jonathan, and after Jonathan, we go right back to Akil. We as black men, we got to stop settling for big booty. Big booty is just a waste of your time, man. Because if you can't put your woman in a gym and have her do 50 squats, 100 squats a day, lunges, and create a big booty, then what type of leader are you? Because you can't be pimping. You can't be maintaining. You can't be managing. You can't be leading. You should be able to recreate any chick under your leadership. And if you can't, what does that say about you? Jonathan, go ahead.
I agree, because with management, it also comes with understanding how to use leverage correctly, how to balance it out, how to be able to first create the building blocks and maintain it, then scale up. Like with these dudes' argument about women, it's so circular that other races is pretty much planning and watching this and laughing while doing two other tasks. So basically, can black men multitask? Can we be able to focus on the prize, on the ball? Like it seems like if you want to be able to abolish black men, it's like you got to put it in a pussy, and that's sad because too many brothers out here. I heard one dumb comment. He was basically not on here, but he was basically saying that I was raised to be able to use my dick as a source, a source of wisdom. And I thought that was crazy. I'm like, other dudes, they using a big brain. They focus on task building. Yes, and it was on. It was. I don't like the name drop, but it was on O'Shea panel. But nonetheless,
wow,
black men.
How embarrassing!
Black men that do that, it gives a black eye to us. It makes it seem like we're not folks about business and family. About Hispanic men being about family. Well, Hispanic men
take that type
looking. Oh, my bad.
You can't take that type of thinking to the boardroom.
No,
you can't take that penis thinking into a property contract on a building. That's the type. That penis thinking is what messes up the entire business deal. That penis thinking is why people don't even want most black people as part of the business deal. Because you're going to do that Mayor Kwame crap and get caught with a crack pipe. Why? You're going to do that Andrew Gilliam nonsense and get caught drunk somewhere. Why? 30 seconds, Jonathan. Go ahead. We got to go back to Akil.
But yeah, man, like people are focusing on, do I need to do several management skills while brothers is focusing on sex? Like there's like one black manager that I saw on YouTube, and he basically was breaking down Okay, do you want to be the tyrant type of manager? Do you want to be the director, where you're instructing low-level managers, low-level workers into sufficient workers, or are you delegating where you got top-notch specialists, snipers on your team, and all you got to do is just give them a checklist, a spreadsheet, and say rock. Those are the different type of management skills people are focusing on. That's oriented on business. And there was one black man on YouTube that pretty much, what type of management skill do you want to be able to use?
Interesting. Let's give Akil his 4 minutes, and then we're gonna go into the final thing. Time for me to take my butt to bed. Akil, you heard everything Jonathan said. What are your thoughts, Akil?
Penis thinking. Penis thinking and penis thinking.
It's the devil, boy.
That has been the downfall of our people. Okay, because if you look at if you do the research and understand the statistics of the poor, the middle, and the exuberantly rich, the rich and the middle class, their birth rates are lower than ours. Ours are higher because we're too busy sitting around looking for a feeling versus achieving some sort of power that will have others who believe that, hey, it's better to be empowered than to focus on busting a nut, as research would always say. It's caveman thinking, and we are not from the caves.
Well, I always discredited Akil because I've been to several orgies. And when I tell you a lot of dudes are not successful at orgies, it's the weirdest thing to see. It's like dudes who are taller than me, more muscular than me, penises bigger than mine, sometimes are the most insecure dudes at the orgy. And it's because you could tell a person that's overexcited to be there. Let me say it again. You could tell a person that's overly excited to be there, like they ain't never had vegetables before. And this is the problem with a lot of people. You got to get to the people, because somebody said it about me one time, and I didn't realize it. They said it back in my Alpha Male Wisdom Day. They said, well, Q, you done had so much, you don't even care no more. I said, you know what? That's absolutely right. I spent my 20s banging it out. And so in 30s and 40s, man, I been there, done that. But you can tell, like, one of these YouTubers got married at 20-something, was married until they got 30-something, now 40 and divorced. Well, he's a baby. He's just now getting back out there. Of course he's mad. Of course he's pissed off. So, but then people will be like, oh, I like this particular YouTuber. Okay, fine. But you do know that YouTuber hasn't achieved shit yet. I'm not saying come and be part of my channel, because I understand me talking about power is hard to kill. It's rough, especially when you ain't in the boardroom meeting. You don't even understand what the fuck I'm talking about. But again, goes back to what I said, Akil, peace. Why, if I'm dealing with a whole office full of Asian people trying to tactfully make this weekly money, why do I want to entertain anybody who's going to jeopardize that peaceful thinking? Go ahead, Akil. Sorry to cut you off. You got 3 more minutes.
Well, you know, the funny thing about power, not funny, ha ha. The funny thing about power is that it's wow, that was deep. You kind of fucked me up with that one. But listen, The funny thing about power is this: it's put in the incorrect areas of focus. And if I may speak to I wouldn't say orgy, I would say a train. And 2002, 2001, 2002, early 2000s, this beautiful brown sister, who was clearly damaged in the mind, but was attracted to me. Um, I don't know how I did it. I talked her into having a threesome, and in that, the brother who I chose to join us he was an army vet. He was a young cat, but he still served in the army, and we did our thing. And this particular chick, her buttons was Reese's chocolate and alcohol and Cavassier. So that's what I brought to the table to get her on board. Do you know that I went first, I took care of business, and I faded off to the side and let the brother handle his business. And halfway through what the brother was doing, the sister said, "Stop, stop, stop." And I'm sitting there, I'm cool. And she goes, "I want him again." Do you know that this brother, 2 or 3 days later, killed himself?
What?
And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, it had to be something that I was doing, and he was embarrassed because of what the sister said. He chose power in sex versus power in knowing what got her really off, and it wasn't sex.
Yeah, you got a lot of cats, unfortunately. You got a lot of people, dudes, unfortunately. They're self-defined by what's going to make the homies happy. They're self-defined by what's going to make the hood clap. And there's a lot of dudes who can't get past that. Especially let's say he was a champion of the bedroom. Now he getting older. Now maybe the penis don't work no more. Or maybe the penis done shrunk a couple of inches. Whole bunch of stuff comes into play. And so where does your ego go now? You feel me? Where does it go to the bottle? Does it go to a porn habit? Or do you just go try to join people and be mad all the time? Well, let's go to the women. Let's go to the women. God said beauty fades. So what happens when those wrinkles start to come in and your breasts ain't as perky as they used to be? And that tattoo you got at 20 with the butterfly all up your crack is starting to look like a dragon. What do you do? What do you do? I saw a lady recently. She had surgery on one of her legs. She was a light-skinned lady, you could tell. And she had surgery on one of her knees, and you could see her lack of walking well. The fat had developed all at the upper part of her thigh just before her legs. Now her calves looked regular, but you could tell. And she was walking with a cane. You know, this lady had a freakum tattoo on her ankle. What happens now? What happens when you're not hot mama no more? The point of this video is this. When you a man that's mathematical, you got somewhere you're trying to go in life. You got things that you're trying to do. Sex is cool. You love it. You enjoy it. But you got a better love, power, property, making sure your kids love and respect you when you get older. Now that that's your girlfriend, when it comes to a woman, it's all about, is she part of your program? Is she gonna put her $3,000-$4,000 in with yours? so that y'all can go buy this warehouse. Y'all can go do this. Y'all can go, because just going up here and get a chick because man, her ass was a, what's the difference between her and a $200 hooker?
And they don't want to do it neither. They don't want to do it.
Yeah.
They'll shout you down that, oh, that's tricking.
Dude, I mean, you should want a trick because you got money, right?
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. When you
and wait a minute, you know what? It's the I am one of those victims of the child support system. Not a victim because of the system itself. I put myself in that particular situation. I take full responsibility for that. But here's the caveat.
Salute to you, brother Ross. That takes a lot of. Matter of fact, let me clap on that one. That takes a lot of heart. A lot of dudes they ain't trying to.
Yeah, at least you admit that. I mean, because look, the brothel ain't never took nobody to court. Escort Ellen ain't never, man. Escort Ellen brought herself and another chick that she was training, and they both gave you a double BJ for $200. And you and look, they ain't never took you to court. The problem with a lot of us is we want something to be mad at, but that's not how we learn. We learn from accepting the loss. Like, look, I paid $50,000. I've never met a person to pay as much as I have paid behind a chick put me in a court case saying some outlandish nonsense. Not even my child. DNA knows it's not my child. Judge knows it's not my child. Oh, because it took you so long to come, we just go ahead and made you father of record. Wait a minute, y'all didn't properly notify me. What the hell are you talking about? I didn't even know this case was going on. It don't matter. You know what? That's all good. That's all good.
And you know what? And you know what? Check this out. The way that the system runs men, not just our men, through the system, I might as well, and I didn't learn this until later, I might as well just had and paid a surrogate to have a baby and not have to worry about child support. Had I known that then, man, it would have been all in fucking popping.
I brought that conversation to Black YouTube. I'm the one that got Ramil saying that now.
I know. That's why I mentioned it. That's exactly why I mentioned it, because it was you that got that my mind, my thinking, my level of thinking. Like, damn, if I'm gonna go through all this bullshit, I might as well just get a surrogate.
Watch this though. Why? And see, this is why Mr. Research probably gonna have to create it. Why the black men ain't got together and just created a company giving brothers that option? Look,
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Look, there's a Harvard girl right now, or a girl graduated from Duke right now. She don't want to be on the pole no more. Look, let's put her under contract under our company. We're gonna find you can have the baby. And you know, we can, instead of the 20 G's, maybe it's the 15 G's. Maybe it's the, you know, we see the thing I try to tell black men in this space: stop listening to a lot of these YouTubers, because what has happened is we're worse than Tommy Sotomayor now.
What?
We're just people on panels being angry and mad.
Wow. No, you didn't just say that. No, you did not just say that.
Because Tommy low to low. Because I just got done watching his madness.
But let's be honest. We have recreated that type of energy that Tommy has had. That I'm fake creating a movie for the past 8 years type of mentality, all for a check. Where have we moved to? Or where's the SYSBM tour guide? When is Cats talking about moving next month, next year? It's been 5 years. You get other cats who talk about well look, the females. When are y'all leaving? When are y'all moving to Montana? Why are you still here in Blackistan talking about black men are trash? Shouldn't you be gone by now? Shouldn't you shouldn't you be in Eastern Germany right now, sucking on a pink penis and happy? When when
Facts.
when are people gonna be happy? And it's like what I'm trying to tell you is what Akil ran through. Some women just want a penis. And we as men, we got to be careful about that. We got to understand, you know what? Let me do just like my Japanese college college student does. Go down here to the local brothel, get one taken care of, and go right back to studying so I can get this money. I
Exactly.
I get paid every week. Every Friday, no, every Thursday night I get paid. I ain't missing $200. I ain't missing $400.
But Mr. Research, SYSBM, I'm sorry, a lot of these brothers then got so furied with rage and anger that they're pretty much classified as a
Well,
jihadist group in my mind.
well,
They're a
I'm sorry.
jihadist group in my
I'm
mind.
sorry, Jonathan. This is the 15th black male creation of man group that I've witnessed since I've been.
15th.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, we had what? We had going your own way first.
Uh-huh.
We had MGTOW after that. We had then started these pills, the red pill, the black pill, and a lot of these pills happen because the white MGTOW kicked the black people out of MGTOW.
What? They
No,
done
no,
deboed them out the
no,
paint.
no,
They done deboed them. They done deboed them.
I
no,
mean, this,
no, no. The pill started because people are in love again. I go back to the beginning. With television programming, movies, and media, meaning people started taking cues from movies. Okay, just like the motherfucking Matrix. Okay, this is real life.
hmm.
I get it. I get what they were saying, but at the same time, no, 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 and fuck no.
Well, no, I hear that, but I'll tell you what I experienced because here's my source. The white guy Sandman had to say something about it. You
Mm.
see, MGTOW was started by Barbosa, which is a Caribbean black guy. He lost popularity, and up came Turd Flinging Monkey and Sandman, two white guys, and then the white people start gravitating. Then you had a Cuban guy. His name is Red Pill Philosophy. He's actually a Cuban guy with a dark skinned grandmother. His grandmother's more dark skinned than I am, but he pretends that he's white, and he uses the following he got that originated from MGTOW to now bash black people. So see, when I brought this up to some of these hardcore black MGTOW, I said, why don't you guys confront that stuff? Why don't you say, hey, look, this is supposed to be brotherhood. What are y'all doing? Instead, Ibmore was born. Why do you think Ibmore was created? Ibmore was created because they couldn't get down with the racist stuff that was going on in MGTOW. So they're
What
all
does it more? What does it more mean?
Ibmore.
Excuse my ignorance.
Ibmore is supposed to be meaning that men of refinement. That's what it's supposed to be. But when I look at what
Mm.
Forrest puts out, Forrest just idolizes white chicks. Forrest is the creator of Ibmore. But that's neither here nor there. My whole point is that we're always recreating something. You know what I'm saying? Like even SYBSM didn't come in until after I created Wolf. When I created the Wolf lifestyle, that's when a helmet head bus driver used to always refer to me as Wolf, the Wolf, the Wolf. And then he started listening to some of the stuff I was talking about. Why don't you just drive past? And next thing you know, he starts saying, look, we need to escape. We need to leave. He did what he did. And then Man of Tomorrow took over his movement and made it better. So we got to be honest about what's going on. I don't hate the fact that cats do what they do. I don't hate the fact that but I hate when they waste the black man's time, when they waste the black boy's time with the entertainment of being mad. That's what women do. Women are constantly upset because
Facts.
women
Facts.
are women are like, can you imagine you guys if white women start saying, we red-haired girls are facing colorism. The white men are loving on the blondes way too much, and they're fetishizing the blondes, and we redheads can't get in. That's colorism. We need white men to fight colorism. Ain't nobody gonna waste time doing that. So this is why I said it's like we're in this thing where we as black men have to go produce for ourselves and our sons and daughters. Then, when we date, only get these women who can adhere to your leadership. If you don't want her eating Twinkies, hey, sweetheart, I know when I first met you, you was eating a lot of Twinkies. Now, I'm going to tell you, I like you. Moving forward, I'm not with that. Well, you need to accept me for me. Go ahead, sit down and finish your dinner. I'm going to go ahead and leave. You see, we spend too much time trying to beg women to cooperate, trying to get just because we like the fact that they give head on command. Stop tripping off that. Man. You guys should not be tripping off that. You should not care. Stop caring so much. Drive past the finest woman. When you get to the point where this is some alpha male wisdom right here. That's what I used to say back in the day. When you can get to the point where you can drive past a fine chick because she ain't gonna put no money in your pocket, you have made it.
That's self-discipline right there. That's better than the Muslim self-discipline right there.
Man, look.
And he's right. And he's right. And this is why when I am out in public, I'm constantly asked, and I did a video about this on my channel, that I'm always asked, have I been in the services? I have not, but I have people in my family who have been in the services. But my not wanting to be like the rest has empowered me to be that militant one, the one, as Wolf would always say, control your mouth.
Yep.
Too many dudes want to get mad at Mr. Research because they didn't agree on 2 points out of 20 made.
You're right.
It's crazy. They take the 2 and they pretty much run with it. They want to be for Mr. Research. Mr. Research is this, that, and the third. But 5 years later, then they realize that the game was true. And the crazy thing about it is, Mr. Research pretty much said it when it hit it in the head. The way why black people are right now ain't progressing is because we take the wrong information. We are grossly uninformed, grossly pissed off. The information is just all out of whack, while others is not. I don't know, but
yeah. You're absolutely right. We're operating because look, half of the stuff that I know now, man, if I had known that at 20,
facts. We latch on to the wrong.
You got rid of all the bullshit. You would have cut all the chicken fat. You would have cut all the shit, all the damn bullshit that they're trying to spew on you to get you pissed off, but give them money.
And the worst part is, there were black men holding on to the information, mad because they didn't use it, because they didn't do it, and it's like, are y'all serious?
Well, I'm not a Bible thumper, but I am aware of it because I was raised Baptist. But the issue is we latch on to all the wrong shit.
Yeah.
Yep. You hit it dead in the head.
Let me tap onto something real quick before we get out of here. Just like the Asian girl, I'm gonna have to do a thing on her. Her name is called Mimi or something like that. She got with a dude. Dude didn't have a job. What did she think was going to happen? She's up here caking this dude.
She's a 6-figure chick too.
Buying the groceries, all this type of stuff. She leaves this dude, and what happens? This dude can't even maintain himself.
What?
Whose fault is that?
Damn.
That's clearly not his fault, because he could have been left in the gutter. That's why I said,
no.
Go ahead.
What's The reason for that is it's because we have a lot of women in our communities, in the ebony community, who have become victims of what our mothers has done to us, and that is, drum roll please, making their children into son husbands. Another video that I did.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you know what's so funny is just like the grandmother who got caught molesting her grandson. There's a when women do inappropriate crap, it gets a pass. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. But
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You know why?
go ahead, tell me why is it?
It is. It is how you say it is. One is the womanhood, and two, it is feminism.
Right, right. And that's why I said, you know what? If black men ever did maleism, where they bonded with the white man, the way black women go out of their way to try hard to bond with white women, you would hear black women cry from here. They would mourn the mourn cry of the Native American Indians.
Black man with
Facts.
Donald Trump wigs. Black man with Donald Trump
Facts.
wigs. Black man with Donald Trump wigs with the red tie. That
Man,
type of vibe.
they would be like, "Oh my God, these sellouts!" Be like, "Hold on," and look, I'd be right on the television. No, in actuality, we took a note from the black feminists. The black feminists have been trying to work with white women for so long. We decided to create maleism and just work with the white man, just to stranglehold this whole nation with patriotism. What you gonna
my
say?
my my last point, and I'm done. I um I was a victim of the son husband type mentality from my own mother,
Right,
and I had two younger brothers under me, and I got out early, just as Wolf has, and I started making my own money. I got my own place, and I tried to bring my brothers out of that before I even knew what the fuck was really going on. And my mother talked my younger brother under me to coming back home to take care of her. Listen, we didn't come here to take care of our mothers in that sense, meaning we didn't ask to be here. It
right.
is not our job as men to take care of the mother in that particular sense, as far as a husband's concerned. But the lines have been so misconstrued that here we are.
Let me give a final note about white women. These people are not perfect. And guess what? They're going to get old at some point in time. And the worst thing you want to do as a black guy is realize at 36 and 46, she don't age that well. Don't get mad because I saw a black guy today. He looked so depressed. He looked like he looked like he looked like I'm stuck with this chick. Like, buddy, you you gotta pick better, man. You really gotta pick better. Final thoughts, Jonathan. 60 seconds. What are your thoughts, man? I gotta
That's
get
funny.
this.
He mortgaged himself. He mortgaged himself.
Pretty much.
But yeah, man, I just want to say, man, black men, stop being angry all the time, man. It gets irritating when panels get completely railroaded and derailed over anger.
You can't even hear intellect because there's somebody yelling trying to be heard for their little McDonald's lot knowledge.
They're angry at the wrong people.
And one and another statement I want to also say, another notable, black men understand leverage, understand reinvestment, understand that America's for sale, understand to protect yourself, and understand how to vet women. Stop getting mad at you doing the same dumb head, teeny bopper, hit the wall type shit. That's the only thing I got to say. Thank you, brother Research.
Akil, what are your final thoughts, sir?
Hey, that was it. I need more time to drop the game and announce that I have. And right now, this ain't the time.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let me put my final in and say this. Look here. I'm not mad at women. I am too busy trying to make things happen. I am too busy trying to take care of the legacy that my father has left me. Too busy. And what I'm not going to do is just bring any old chick into this structure. Because as you can see, there are women out here of any race who are willing to follow your program, who are willing to do what's necessary to be on your team. If you're not trying to keep those women in order with some leadership, that's your fault. It's not the chick's fault. It's not the chick's fault. Get your chick to exercise. Tell her, hey, look, I don't need you working 40 hours. I need for you to go to the gym. But you got to be able to do that, fellas. All right, let me get out of here. Sleep time, man. Thank you very much for coming by. And whether it's a dark skinned woman, white woman, or my preference, dark blue woman, man, make sure you guys lead these females. Don't just be a 50-50% partner. Be an 80% dude. Thank you very much, you guys, for coming in. I'll holler at y'all later.